Hey folks, well last night was the top 11 singing music from the Grand Ole Opry. Ryan Seacrest said whoever gets through will be going on the tour. So I wonder if the judges use their say if we're going to have 11 people on the tour instead of 10. Who knows? They were mentored by Randy Travis. And forgive me tonight if I confuse Randy Travis and Randy Jackson. Because that was so confusing. Every time they were talking about Randy, I was never sure which one they were talking about. What did y'all think about Cara Diaguardi's dress, though? Looked like she'd been rummaging through Norman Gentle's closet, didn't it? Actually, when I see a woman wearing anything shiny like that, it makes me think of that episode of The Golden Girls where Dorothy had that crush on what turned out to be a priest. And he said, "You look lovely tonight." And she said, "I look like the mother of a solid gold dancer." So that's what Cara kind of looked like, the mother of a solid gold dancer. I didn't like Paula's dress that much either. It had butterflies all over it and stuff. When it showed her from the back, she had a big old butterfly on her back. It looked like something somebody's grandmother would wear, except if it had sleeves on it. Anywho, the first person out was Michael Sarver. He sang "Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up." I thought that was a horrible way to start off the night. That harmonica player was so loud and distracting. It was like he was louder. The harmonica was louder than Michael Sarver. And Michael seemed to struggle to get a breath in. He said country music is all about having some fun. What the hell fun is only breathing once or twice every 90 seconds. The judges said that country music is perfect for him. Wait a minute, when did he become a country singer? I thought, didn't Carrie used to say he was bluesy? That's one word I'm sick of this season, blues. That and clumsy are the two most overused words this season. Simon said he did not understand a word of it, and he might as well have been singing in Norwegian. He mouthed off to Simon a little bit. He said, "If we were all perfect, we wouldn't need this show." Well, you're not going to win anyway, so who cares? Next was Allison Iraheta. She sang "Blame It On Your Heart." Her hair looked worse than usual. I think she tried to have a little country do, but I thought it looked horrible. Worse than it usually does, if that's possible. I love Patty Loveless. Now, I'm not really a fan of a lot of honky-tonk country, but Patty Loveless is one of my all-time favorite singers, and I thought Allison Iraheta was just awful. Cara said you can sing the alphabet, and that you made it your own. How did she make it her own? It was just Allison shouting a bunch of words. It wasn't good at all. Randy said it was dope, and I think all the judges are on dope if they thought that was good. Okay, well, maybe just Paula. Next was Kris Allen. He sang "To Make You Feel My Love." He was great as always. I thought that was a nice, pretty little song. Sometimes these people get so caught up in trying to show off, "Look what I can do," that it never occurs to them to sing a nice, pretty little song like that. He didn't overdo it, so that was good. Plus, he didn't do that weird thing he does with his face sometimes, where his lower jaw juts out to this side and the top of his head goes to that side like they're trying to run away from each other. So I was happy about that. The judges loved it. Cara said it didn't even sound country, and it didn't. Randy Travis said, and he said it like this: "Good job." Does Randy Travis feel the same way about Kris Allen that I do? Maybe so. Uh-oh. Next was Lil Rounds. She sang "Independence Day." Ryan asked her how much time the contestants spend together, and she said, "We spend quite a few time together." What does that mean? It was horrible. I thought it was awful. Once again, another horrible one tonight. A lot of them were pretty bad. The ones that I thought were going to be bad, some of them turned out to be pretty good. She said that she didn't want to put her R&B into it because she wanted to honor country. Does she not watch the show? It's not about honoring country. It's not about sounding country. It's about taking a country song that has been a hit and making it yours and making it sound like you, not the other way around. She said she wants to prove that R&B wasn't the only thing she could sing, and I think she proved that it is. Randy thought she should have done "I Will Always Love You." How many of y'all thought that she was going to do that song coming into last night? When you found out it was going to be Country Music Week, I was just positive that she was going to sing "I Will Always Love You," but she didn't, so I got to give her credit for that, for not being predictable. Simon called her Little, and I have been struggling all season not to call her Lil Rounds, because I don't like to say Lil. That's just one of those words I don't like. Like when I'm talking about Little Kim, I always call her Little Kim. I can't say Lil that well. Well, I can, but I don't like saying it. Anywho, next was Adam Lambert. He sang "Ring of Fire." He left Randy Travis speechless. Randy Travis said, "I don't see men wearing nail polish that often, so it kind of caught me off guard." Well, you see, Randy Travis is what they call a good old boy, real old-fashioned. And when you put a good old boy in the same room with a flaming homosexual, there's going to be quite a bit of tension. So Randy Travis didn't like Adam Lambert that much. That was the strangest version of that song I've ever heard in my life, but I thought it was great. I loved it. It left Cara confused and happy. Paula loved it. Simon said it was absolute indulgent rubbish. Randy said it was young, fresh, current, and hot. Next was Scott MacIntyre. Now that was a stupid song choice. He sang Wild Angels. I thought it was horrible. Once again, another bad performance from Scott MacIntyre. Paula said it was impressive and that he works harder than most people. I wish they would stop treating him like a baby. He's visually impaired, not mentally retarded, but they always treat him like a baby. Paula said she does want him to get away from the piano. Simon said Elton John always used to sit behind the piano. Scott MacIntyre is no Elton John. The others weren't happy with the song choice, but Kara said, you bring class and poise to that stage. And right at that time, the camera zoomed in on him, and he was standing there frowning. Looked like a demon. Paula and Simon wouldn't shut up, though. They just kept going back and forth, fussing at each other. I was like, okay, let's move on already. Next was Alexis Grace. She sang Jolene, I think. I couldn't really understand a word that was coming out of her mouth. Ryan Seacrest said, people have said she looks like Dolly Parton. Huh? What? Who has said that? Nobody. Not even just a little. I mean, she doesn't even have breasts. I mean, she's flat-chesteder than I am. And, anywho, Ryan asked her what she thought watching the show backstage, and she said that she thought everyone sounded great. Then he asked her what she thought about the fight, and she was like, what fight? Oh, I didn't see it, I was backstage. Wait a minute, I thought you were watching the show back there. One of the worst of the night. I did not understand a word. The only thing I understood was Jolene, and it was like she just mumbled the rest of it together. She said if she's back next week, she'll be dirty. I wish they'd stop using that word for her. I wish she'd stop using it for herself, because it's just stupid. Like they told her that one time she needs to dirty it up a little bit, and she's just stuck on that. She won't get away from it. Anyway, she said, I had fun. Famous last words. You know what that means? Next was Danny Gokey. He sang Jesus Take the Wheel. Danny was all starstruck standing there with Randy, singing in front of Randy Travis. That was so funny. But how the hell did I know that he was going to sing Jesus Take the Wheel? That was such a predictable song choice for him, and I thought it was awful. The first half was more talking than even singing, and the second half, it was just all over the place. Even you hardcore Danny Gokey lovers have got to admit, it just wasn't good. Kara said she loved the second half and wanted 10 minutes of that. Paula said it was brilliant. Of course Paula would say that. Paula wants to sleep with Danny. And that Carrie Underwood would approve and would buy that record. I doubt that. Simon said his only problem was with what Danny was wearing, that horrendous coat, that big old bulky coat. Simon said it looked like he was going on a polar expedition. And he did. Matt Giraud said it looked like he was getting ready to jump out of an airplane. I can't make the sound he did. Anyway, Randy said he wanted him to support his verses. I don't know what Randy was talking about. I'm not quite sure that Randy knew what Randy was talking about. Anywho, next was Anoop Desai. He sang Always on My Mind, and he wanted to prove himself from last week because he was so horrible last week. Well, he wasn't that horrible. He just wasn't very good. Randy said that... See, I'm getting confused now just looking at my notes. I'm thinking Randy Jackson said something, and it was Randy Travis. Randy Travis said that it was going to be the best that anyone's heard from Anoop, and he was right. Paula said, you touch my heart. Simon used the cheesiest line he's ever used in the history of the show and said, you've gone from zero to hero. Come on, Simon, you can do better than that, can't you? Randy Jackson said the arrangement was dope. Kara said the song was untouchable almost, but it was the best of the night. Next was Megan Corkrey. She sang Walkin' After Midnight. I knew she was going to do this song. How in the world did I know? It's like last week I knew she was going to do Rockin' Robin. This week I knew she was going to do Walkin' After Midnights. She does songs that are so predictable. Just tell me what the theme is, and I'll tell you what song Megan Corkrey is going to sing because she's so predictable. Once again, another horrid Megan Corkrey performance. The girl really cannot sing good at all. She's not a good singer. But her strategy is brilliant, though, isn't it? I've got the flu. You have to vote for me, even if I give a horrible performance. Maybe she really was sick, though. She looked like hell when they showed her at the beginning and the end. She looked awful. But I thought that really is a smart thing to do. Say you're sick. That way, if your performance is no good, you can blame it on the flu. The judges loved it. Paula said, if this is what being sick is like, keep being sick. Way to say get well soon, Paula. But she did look like death warmed over when they showed her at the beginning. That might have been acting, though. And the last of the night was Matt Giraud. He sang So Small. You know, it takes a confident man to sing a song called Note So Small. Randy Travis was perplexed by the song choice, but he pulled it off. I think it's the best we've seen of him yet. Kara said, there ain't nothing small about you. I knew Kara wanted to find out, but I wasn't aware that she had. Paula said it was Oh, who the hell knows what Paula said. Simon compared him to Michael Bublé, and Randy Jackson said, "You got it going on, baby." So anyway, going home tomorrow night, if anybody goes home, I think it might be Alexis. It might be Allison. It's going to be one of the girls, I believe. But the judges might end up using their save. So we'll see what happens.